Assalamualaikum, students at Jakarta Islamic School. My name is Mr. Aren and I'm here to help you with your English today. So what I want to talk to you about today, guys, is actually a very fun activity or very fun thing to talk about in English anyway. I want to talk to you about science, and I have a few experiments to show you, and we'll talk about how they work, and these are things you can actually do at home while we're at home learning from home. But first of all, I want to talk to you about some famous scientists that you may know and things that they have done to make them so famous. So let's get started. So let's start with the very famous Stephen Hawking. So Stephen Hawking is actually from England, like me. He studied at the Cambridge University, which is very well known. And he was a scientist of what we call cosmology. So that's the study of space. So Stephen Hawking, he discovered things about black holes, which are things in space that we cannot see. He discovered things about black holes, how things can escape from black holes. He studied the stars, and he studied many different things about space. The next very famous scientist that I want to talk to you about is Albert Einstein. Now, Albert Einstein helped us learn about how the universe works today. His theories and the things that he did and the experiments that he did in his brain helped us understand the way the universe works today. Thomas Edison is another very famous scientist. He is a scientist that was born in America, and he was actually the person that invented electricity, or not invented electricity, but discovered electricity and invented the light bulb. Now, some of the things we have in our house we couldn't imagine living without. One of the things is the TV. So one of the things that I couldn't live without is the TV. So the inventor of the TV was a man named Philo Farnsworth. So he is the inventor of the TV. So one last scientist that I want to talk about that is very, very famous is someone called Isaac Newton. So Isaac Newton is also British, and he was the person that discovered how gravity works. He also discovered how the colors in a rainbow are formed. So he discovered all of these different things using science. So if we didn't have all of these famous scientists, could you imagine what the world would be like today? How the things that we wouldn't have, for example, mobile phones or the internet or even electricity. If we didn't have these things, can you imagine what life would be like today? I think it would be crazy. Now, let's go from talking about scientists to actually looking at some science experiments that you can do at home. Some of them may be easy, some of them may be difficult, some of them you might not be able to do at home, but let's just take a look. So what I want to show you first is how we learn about air compression. Compression is how much pressure we have. So how much air pressure. So what you need to do this is you need a plastic bottle, an empty plastic bottle. So with your plastic water bottle, keep the lid on the plastic bottle, and you need to twist the plastic bottle. until all of the air molecules, all of the air is pushed to the front and the bottle is really hard. And then what you need to do is slowly release the lid. The lid will pop off and you will see a cloud on the inside of the bottle, a white cloud. Just like in the video that I'm about to show you. Take a look, guys. Another way that we can test air pressure is using another experiment. So for this experiment you need an empty can. So maybe like a can of Coke or just any can of drink really. You need an empty can, you need a stove. A stove is where we heat things up, so you need to heat the can up on the stove. And you need a bowl of ice water. So if you want to do this experiment at home, make sure you're doing it with your parents. So what you do is you heat the can until it is nice and hot, and then you turn it upside down and put it into the ice water, and the can will crush itself. So this is using air pressure again. So again, I will show you the video on how to do this. So have fun, guys. The next experiment I would like to show you is learning about membranes, so learning about the skins of things. What you need for this experiment is you need a raw egg, so an egg that has not been cooked. You need a cup, like a small cup or a small box, and some vinegar. So I will explain how to do this experiment for you. So in your cup, you place the egg inside very gently, and then you fill the cup with the vinegar. After that, you need to leave it for 24 hours and see what happens. It makes a bouncy egg. It's very good, guys. You should try. I will show you the video now so you can see how it's done. Another video that I would like to show you is how we can make invisible ink, and this is teaching us about how to use acids. So what you will need for this is you will need some baking soda, some grape juice if you can find grape juice, some paper, and some cotton buds, and obviously a bowl too. So I will explain how to do this experiment for you, and then I will show you the video like I have done before. So in the bowl, you mix some baking soda with some water and you mix it together really well. And then on the piece of paper, using the cotton bud or the Q-tip, you dip it into the baking soda and water and you write or you draw your secret message. And then once you have written or drawn your secret message, you paint over it with the grape juice and it will reveal your secret message or your drawing. And the reason it does this is because the grape juice has its own acid. It's acidic. And because the grape juice is acidic and the baking soda is a base, when we paint the acidic grape juice over the base, it shows us what is written. Going back to air pressure again, I have another science experiment that's very cool, and it teaches you how to make a hovercraft, a very small hovercraft. What you will need for this is some hot glue and a hot glue gun, a bottle lid with a hole drilled in the bottle lid, so a hole in the bottle lid, a CD, and a balloon. So what you need to do is, with the bottle cap or the bottle lid with the hole drilled into it, you need to hot glue it onto the CD. So this, on the hole of the CD, you need to put the cap of the bottle cap with the hole in it. And then what you need to do is blow up your balloon and twist it so the air doesn't come out of it, and then place it onto the cap or the bottle lid that you have hot glued onto the CD, untwist the balloon and let it go, and there you have your very own mini hovercraft. I will show you the video on how to do it now. So what that experiment shows us is how the air that goes through the balloon to underneath of the CD, it reduces what we call friction. So it reduces the friction of the CD, allowing the CD to slide around. To learn a little about electricity, I have another experiment that you could try at home. What you need for this is a piece of PVC plastic, maybe a plastic pipe or something like that, or you can actually do this with a balloon. So what you need to do this experiment is you need to rub the plastic balloon, the plastic pipe or the balloon onto your clothing, and then place it near a slow running tap, so where the water is running just a little bit, and you will see what happens. You could also do this by testing it on your hair. So rub it on your clothes and put it near your hair, and you will see your hair moving around all over the place. This is called static energy. Static energy. So you are creating electricity. Here I have another video to show you how this experiment works, and I hope you guys can try this at home too. The next experiment that I want to show you is called a balloon racer. So you're racing with the balloon. And what you need for this is obviously a balloon. You need a straw and a piece of string or some ribbon, some very long string or ribbon. And what you need to do is you tie the piece of string or the ribbon. But before you tie it, what you need to do is you need to put the string or the ribbon through the straw, so you can have the piece of string with the straw in the middle. And then you need to blow up your balloon and put some tape around the balloon and the straw. So you tape the balloon to the straw. And then what you do is you tie the piece of string to two ends, so maybe onto a chair and a door handle or anything you can tie the string to, and make it nice and tight. And then once you've tied the balloon off, tied the string, you let go of the balloon, and there you go. The balloon will rush across the piece of string with the straw. So then you can maybe try and race the balloon to the other end. Here's the video for you. Another experiment I'm going to show you, you may not be able to do this at home, but if you can find the thing that we need, you could. You need to find an element which is a piece of metal, and it is called gallium. So gallium is a metal that melts at such a low temperature. So what you should do is, with the gallium, you should put it in some warm water or some hot water, and that's it. That's all you need to do to make liquid metal. It's very cool. I will show you the video now. Have fun. So a way that you can learn about chemical reactions. This experiment is very easy. All you need is a sealable bag, maybe like a sandwich bag or something like that. You need some baking soda and some vinegar. So what you do first is you put the baking soda inside the sandwich bag or the sealable bag, and then what you need to do is pour the vinegar over the top into the bag over the baking soda and seal it up very quickly, and then just leave it and wait and see what happens. The result is so cool. I have a video for you guys to see. Another way you can test chemical reactions is very similar to the other one that I've just showed you. All you need is a bottle, some baking soda, some vinegar, and a balloon. So what you need to do is you put the baking soda inside of the water bottle, the empty water bottle, and you pour the vinegar over the top and quickly put a balloon over the cap of the water bottle, and you'll see the balloon inflate. So this is testing chemical reactions between an acid and an alkaline and how it fizzes up and creates more air pressure, and in turn that will inflate the balloon, make the balloon blow up. So I'll show you the video now, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the experiments we can do at home, and it will be great if you research some of the famous scientists, and maybe even some famous scientists that come from here in Indonesia. Well, that's all we have time for today, guys. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.